So we started Pandas, and we've touched quite a number of things, but I'll just rush um, through some of the things we've done. Talk about how we can import Pandas as a library and give it an alias, and the concept of Pandas works with things like series, like data frame, like index. And I explained that the basic concept behind just um, uh, behind series and data frame is when we talk about when we have a dictionary. Take for example, we have a dictionary like this. It's a dictionary, and maybe the first we have here names. Let me say names. Then okay, let me say name. Then every name we have maybe list of names. Shola, Femi, Kola. Maybe we have another one. Let's say age. We have that to be 33, 54, 78. So we have something like this. We have something like this, which is okay. We have something like this, which is a dictionary. So, like as it is now, I can convert it to become a data frame. And in a data frame, you have a series and you have an index. So the index is a unique identifier that helps you um, know what below, like who has this one, who has that one. So that's what index is used for. And the concept of series is just like this. So in a series, you have you have a column name and you have values under that particular column. So let's make this one, let's turn it to a data frame now. And I will explain again the concept of, so let me say df equals pd. So if I want to make anything become a data frame, I use data frame. Then let me pass in this dictionary, which is student. So if I open df now, so we can see now that this 012 is an index that the data frame just created for us itself, and the name, then you have Shola Femi Kola. So name Shola Femi Kola is a series. So but in that series, it's more like you have a column and there's a column name and the values under that particular column. So that's the concept of series. And in the index, as you can see, 0, 1, 2, and just a unique identifier, something that is unique that will help you to easily maybe I want to get a particular row. So you use index to do that. Last week, I said that we may get any data set, and we can decide to use something else as our index. Now, maybe you may get a chunk of data, and you may be the one to make the decision of what should I use as my index. Like in this case now, I can decide to, let me say, have matric number as a column name. Then I have, let me add 3 matric number. Then okay, let me add the last one. So if I run this way and I run this data frame and I print the data frame out, so as you can see, I now have another series, matric number. So as we all know that matric number is always unique, so I have the full right to make this matric column become my index since it's a unique column. So, and the way I can do that is I can do it two ways. Now I've already created a data frame called df. So I can come here and say df does set index. Then I pass the name of the column I want to set for the data frame df. So in this case, matric. So if I run this now, if I run this, so you can see the matrix number has become the index. But if you take note, if I press df here now, realize that the change I did here, the change I made here has not been infected here. So there are some methods in pandas that you need to add an additional property to the method, additional argument, additional parameters to the method to be able to effect it permanently. So, and that keyword is in place. The in place equals to true. So when you make serious changes like this, like in this case that we are changing the index, and you want that change to be permanent, so you put in place equals true. So if I run this now, and later on if I run df here now, as you can see, the change I've made is now permanent. Also, another way you can change your index is maybe from I think, can I change it from here? Okay. I can change it from here. Let me see. Let me see if I can do that. Index call equals matrix. Does allow me. Okay. No, it does not have index call. Okay, it's when I'm reading CSV I can do that. So we will see some other ways we can actually change the index of our data frame. And as in this case now, maybe I want to cancel the change I've done. So I can do df dot reset index. So reset index will take it back to what so if I do this a reset index, as you can see, it has resetted it. So I can then say in place. Okay, let me run this again, run my df. Okay, then in place to be true, I run this. So if I run my df again now, so as you can see, I'm back to how I was before. So if you look at this data frame, we've talked about, this is the index, this is a column, these are column, these are rows. And what if I'm only interested in a particular column? So I can do df square bracket, then the name of the column. In this case, maybe I'm interested in only the matrix number. When I do that, I will only get um the values in that particular column. And I can also do it this way. Some people also do it this way. I can do it this way, as you can see. But this is not advisable. It's advisable you do it this way. And as we progress, you will see the reason why it's best to do it this way. Because you may be relating with a method that is unique to Python. And it's also the column name in your data frame. So it will be very, very difficult for you to be able to differentiate what is what. And as in case maybe you are interested in more than a row, so you can do that. All you just have to do is inside this, just put comma, then the next one. Let's say I'm interested in age. Now anytime you have more than one column you are interested, or more than one thing, so it has become a list, so you still need to give it that big bracket on the outside, which is what I'm doing here now. So if I run this now, so as you can see, I can see the matrix number and I can also see the age. So when you are, maybe in this case, you're interested in two columns, more than one, so the two columns have become a list. So the other square bracket behind it, it's meant for the df, so you must always put that. So also the last class we talked about now this is just how you can, maybe you want to filter down by column name. So we've just seen that. But what if I'm only interested in a particular row? How do I go about that? So let's look at our data once again. So this is how our data is. So I would like to make the matrix number I would like to make it the index. So I'll do set index and matrix. So run this. So let me make it permanent by saying in place equals true. So when I call df here now I have what I want. So I said if you now want to get access to a particular row, a particular, how do you go about it? So that was where the concept of look and iLook comes in. And I will explain iLook first. iLook is like integer. You use integer to locate a particular row. In this case now, the first row, which we have the name to be Shola, the second name we have the name to be Femi, the third we have the name to be Kola. Now, if I want to use iLook to get the first row, all I will do is the name of the data frame, that's df dot iLook. Then what do I need? Maybe I need the first row. So I'll start from 0. If I run this now, so as you can see, I got Shola, age 34, and I have all the details about the first row. So as it means the second row, I can do that also. And if it's the last one, I can do that also. So it's going to continue like that. So use iLook. When you're using iLook, you make use of integer. Now, what if I'm interested in a range? Just like we're familiar with slicing in when we're dealing with lists. So what if I want to slice? Maybe I'm only interested in the first to the third row. So you can also slice. So let's say I'm interested in the first to the second row. So now that I have it, okay, let me run this. This should throw, okay. Okay. So now it's going to start from this one and it's going to stop at this -1. So it's only going to be capturing Femi. So let me try and add more data here. Okay, let me add to Michelle. Let me add 54. Let me add GE 12, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let me run that. We have to rerun this cell again to be able to see. And okay, I have my df here. So let me make matrix number D. Okay, so I think so if I run my df here now, so you can see we have 4 rows. So let's say I'm interested in the second and the third. So what I will do is I'm going from the second, which is on index 1. Then I'm going to I want to stop at the third. The third is as index 2, but like I know that I'll need to add 1 to it. So I can say 1 to 3. So if I run this, I have it in that manner outside. So what if I'm not interested in everything. Maybe I'm only interested in the name. I'm only interested in the name. So, and I want to use iLook. And I want to use iLook. So when you are using iLook, like I said, you have to make use of name. You have to make use of integer. So in this case now, I can have something like this. Then and I say 1. When I run this, oh, that's a bug. That's a bug. Let me try and sort that out. Okay. It's not cool. To get, say, what is it telling me? Okay, yeah, I know where the problem is. So if I'm using index, there's no need to bracket everything out. Okay, what's the response now? It says currently, and there's okay, yeah, yeah. So I'm using iLook. One, okay. So now in this case, as you can see, let me explain again. Like I said, that iLook only knows integer. So now the first one is the row. So I'm going from in the 0, 1, and I'm stopping at 2. So I have this line, I have the second and the third line. So, but I'm only interested in the first um what is on the first row now, the row 1 now. So the name is 0, the age is 1. So when I said 1 here, so it gave me only the age. Assuming I wanted to get the name, I will just put 0 here, and I will get the name. So you can decide to use iLook. So, but what about look? Look is, it deals with the index name and the column name. So it uses name. So when I'm doing something like df look, now doing df look, now maybe I'm interested in EEE 123434. So all I will do is I'll put the index name EEE 123434. So then I can run that. So I will get all the details of that particular index. So like in the other case also, assuming I'm interested in maybe the age and not just everything, I can just put age here. So to be the name of the column, not the number in this case. So as you can see, I got the age of 3434, which is 56. So that's just a major difference between look and iLook in locating in getting the row, any particular row. Then one other cool feature we can also look at is, what if I want to arrange this particular column now in a particular order? So I can decide to sort my index. So I can decide to do something and say df dot sort index. When I run that, to try and arrange my index in the alphabetical order. So as you can see, AG was the last here, but it has arranged it in the alphabetical order. So what if I'm interested in age and I want age arranged in alphabetical order? I can do it this way. Um, mm, Age. Can it work for age? Sort um, index. I just want to guess if it's going to work. Okay, so I have the okay. No, it's only sorted the index here, which is not what I want. Which is not what I want. Okay, we'll come back to sorting later. So briefly, I want us to launch into conditionals. So if, for example, now I'm only interested in those with age 50 above, so I can subject the column age to a condition. If I say df age greater than 50 and I run this, so what it returns is, it tells me that okay, 54 is greater than 50. It's 54. Okay, now that's E43. Okay, now I've sorted the index here. So let me permanent it to make it in place. So I will say in place equals true, because that one was kind of confusing me again. So if I run that, so let me run my df now to be very sure it has arranged it in the average order. So now if I want to, maybe I do df age and I want to know those that are greater than 50. If I run this, so as you can see, 54 is greater than 50, so it returns true. 78 is greater than, returns true. 56 greater than, returns true. Then the last one is less than, so it returns false. So now you may be wondering that I don't want a Boolean response. So that's what is called masking. So what it has given you is a mask value now. So for you to be able to get, maybe you only want to get the data frame, your data frame that um that condition, that suits that condition, that meets that condition. You want data frame in form of response, and you don't want a mask or something like in Boolean like this. So there are two ways you can do it. You can do it by putting df, that's the name of your data frame, then you put in the mask inside. So if I run it again now, as you can see, I have it back in form of a data frame. Or I can do it in another way. I will say maybe filter, my filter, let me call it my filter, which will be my mask. So I call it my mask. So it will be the condition I have here. Then I put it here. Then I can then say df.look. df.look, I'll pass in my filter. I run this. So as you can see, we have the same answer. So what if I have more than a condition, maybe a complex condition? Okay, maybe not only greater than 50, but those that the number of their names, they are more than 4. So I can then say, so I'll just have it this way, since it's more than a condition. So this is a condition. I'll just say and. So that's the symbol of and then I put my second condition, df, then the name now. So df name dot str um, dot len. So the length, if it is greater than 4. So let me run this and let's see how it goes. Okay, so as you can see, I have two conditions. So the first one, check if the name age is greater than 50 and the length of the name is greater than 4. So I had two conditions here and it fulfilled it. You can see my output because it's only to me I has his name more than 4 and the age greater than 50. So or even if it's maybe or, you use the symbol, this symbol, use this symbol. So when I do all now, you realize that every one of them, they fall within that category. So I'll try to emphasize again that this is mask. So when you use your column to do the masking now, for you to be able to get your answer back in form of data frame, you have to put in a bracket outside, then you make the data frame be in front of it, then or you use the method at which I first passed in my mask to a filter, then I use look to get my response back in form of a data frame. So one other thing is you can have your condition is not only bound to maybe and or maybe greater than or whatever. You can do something like this. Let me say df dot okay, maybe I have some names that okay, maybe I have some names. Let me say bad names. Let me say bad names. And maybe I have list of bad names and I don't want any name that is inside. So I will just have let me say um uh let me say color, then Femi. So those are bad names. So what I want to do is, if your name is inside the bad names, you should release the list. So I can then say my filter equals, so what I want to filter, df age. So what is the condition? No, age, no, df name. I'll just say df name dot is in. That is there any case in which df case is in what now? The list I've created, let's say bad names. So now if that's the case, so I have my filter, so I can then now pass that. So I have it in a form of a mask, so I can then do df dot look, then I pass in my filter. So when I run this, as you can see, so the names that are in that list a Kola and Femi. So that you can do. So there are a lot of conditions. There are a lot of conditions that you can actually check. Another good one is you can do something like, let's say df, df name. So maybe I want to check if a name has maybe has some text. So I can say df name dot str dot contains, like does it contains, let me say a, and a equals first. Okay, so those that have their name, that have a in their name, they are I think Kola and Shola. So I got it back in form of a mask now. So let me get my data frame back. I just put new of data frame in the bracket. Then you can see I have it also outside. So then also maybe you just wake up, I want to change, maybe you want to change the name of your column. You can always do that. So you can do that by saying df dot columns. In this case now, maybe I want to change it to, maybe I want to change name to full name. So I'll just have it this way. So I'll say change it to full name. That'll be the first one. Then the other one will remain age. So if I run this now, it is run. But for me, let me now see my df again. Okay, as you can see, so you can see now it has affected it. I've successfully changed the name of that particular filter. And you can do many things. We can do many things. I can check if it is lowercase. I can do all manner of things on um on that. So I will pause the recording here, and